Ladies and Germans, how are you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
And I'm Ru. Hello, hello, hello.
And folks, while the Season 2 of the Steel Division League has come and gone, and by the way, check out the great finals that happened last week about that, we still have some more action for you. And today on Colleville, we're going to be bringing you one of those excellent games with some divisions we don't see all that often, or at least half of that, anyway. Frank, who do we have?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have DuroSVK as the Bros. If I was gonna say like the Bro division, I don't know, this would make some dumb joke. Anyway, the first big bloody red run is a big red run, whatever. On the right-hand side in red, but not as the big red run, we have a Rouse name, otherwise known as Curbs, who's one of the guys who set up the Steel Division League. So thanks again. He's playing as Paris Division.
Okay, so we had the big red dog over here because the big red eagle. Who's gonna be winning this one? We don't see the red one all that often, do we?
Yeah, it's true. Red One has very good airplanes. I mean, just really good air power. It's really the only thing to bloody spend your money on. But I can see it's really going 50-50. It's both rather odd divisions. But I just want to take a note: the amount of bloody infantry down south for the big red run. That's a lot of dudes ready to storm the hypothetical beaches.
Well, look how many anti-tanks are there too.
Yeah.
I'm really kind of surprised by that. We have actually this massive breadth of everything. Assault breaches, of course. These guys early on, phase A infantry for these guys is really quite stunning.
It is quite stunning and shocking and flaming good because you got the bloody satchel charges as well as the flamethrowers, so you can burn everything. Good use of smoke air, blocking the Panzer 40, allowing assault leaders to get close, and kaboom. Good kill.
There are double Zooks on those squads, so it's going to be very difficult for our Welsh player here to be getting up close and personal with those English wannabes.
Yep. Even though it's like two guys with one Zook each, I always like to think it's just one guy dual-wielding Zooks. Like, you know, one on both shoulders.
Last of the Mohican his way through it?
Yeah, like that type of thing, yeah.
Fair enough.
Or like the skeleton enemy from Doom, the Revenant or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, the one with the little thing over his shoulder, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I just think it's like one of those, but in an American infantry squad in Normandy, you know.
Well, one thing we can say for sure is that Duro has himself a very effective attack, and he's breaking through a lot of these heavily wooded areas, which would hold him up later on in the game. So, what's the game plan here? Is it that he has to try to take as much ground as possible and just kind of bite and hold, or what's the deal?
I'm gonna say so. I mean, C-Phase is gonna be very much strawed curbs. I'm gonna just call them curbs because it's much easier now. Bloody roast name favor. And this is really good area down south for the big red run. It's nice, it's close range, you've got some good infantry places, and if he manages to push this all the way right, then he can get a foothold in that town, and then he's gonna be a real pain in the ass to kick out of.
Indeed. Indeed, because there's one thing about the Festung is that they do not have a lot of party favors to be throwing at, well, those town halls. In the meantime, though, I don't know. I mean, there is a significant, I would say, infantry advantage, like we said already, for the big red one. How are the Germans supposed to stop this?
Just attrition, really. It's really going to come down to attrition. As once we hit later B phase, C phase, Duro's going to be running out of those assault breaches and Call 2-star infantry. Then he'd have to rely on 1-star riflemen, which are alright because they're cheap, spammable, and they got 1-star veterancy, but they don't have the oomph these assault chaps have.
Well, you know what? You can't all have the champs after too long. Another shot comes out. Zook? Oh no, okay. I thought we were gonna have a Zook after that Panzer 1B, and I was gonna say, you know what? You might as well kill it. That thing's like 20 years out of date anyway.
Yeah, I really love how in Steel Division we got like one of every Panzer. We got Panzer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
True.
It's very convenient.
Well, we're completionists here at Steel Division.
Yeah, we've got to have one of everything. It's like a giant game of Pokemon.
Well, I kind of feel like the Panzer B1 is trying desperately. He's like that little kid who's trying to put fingers in the dike as the water starts to spill through. Let me run over here! Quick, let me run over here! Let me shoot these guys real quick! Run!
I got 2 machine guns. I can help. I was somewhat useful during the Spanish Civil War.
It's so crazy to think that 6 years really before the conflict started for World War II, that was the way they fought.
Yeah, that was a mass-produced tank, yet they used in rather large numbers during the early stages of the war. and then they stopped doing it for obvious reasons.
Well, the funny thing for me now, too, is we have 3 more squads, and I feel like the first, like you said, the attritional warfare here, the Landesschützen have completely and utterly forced the assault teams as well as the, oh my gosh, yeah, the assault teams, excuse me, to waste most of their flamethrowing power here, and the Bavarians, well, these extermination details are, I think, far more effective fighters.
Yeah, the Bavarians are definitely gonna be, I think, a bit of a brick wall. If he can get him inside a building, like, yeah, there's that one in a really good spot. I guess he was scared of the assault team, but he didn't know the assault team was out of ammo.
Well, it's not quite. It's got 3 more shots yet, so it's got 1 more good burst. I completely understand him being afraid.
Yeah, okay, I understand.
With 3 more ducks coming in, excuse me. Yeah, forward and 2 ducks. Oof. That's quite a foul play, and I dare say... Oh, ooh, it's gonna be softballs! Throw your softballs, lads! Never mind.
Oh.
So he threw it, but no one's got an arm quite like that.
No, you do not.
You know, up to the north...
This is...
Sorry, up to the north.
No, go ahead.
Recon Puma, just kind of hanging on out, not a whole lot. Okay, back down to the south.
But yeah, up north, like, it's... Yeah, you're alright, it's pretty bloody quiet on the north in front of you. Like his Panzerjäger just blapping some shots. And also, I don't know, maybe Curbs really should be doing a bit more aggressive up north. I mean, he must realise that Duro's just throwing all the punches down south, especially with his second wave of infantry reinforcements. And he is starting to scam us a bit up north with his Landshutens, Puma and Pack 40, and he can probably get a nice chunk of real estate.
Well, that's assuming, of course, that neither one of those DD tanks comes up to the north. I mean, he does have the Pack 40 as well as that Recon Puma, but, you know, 2 is twice as nice.
Yeah, and once a Sherman gets within range of a Pack 40 and gets 1 or 2 HE shots, a Pack 40's essentially out of action.
It's kind of sad, but for some reason, I thought you were going to say once a Sherman, always a Sherman. I don't know how that makes any sense whatsoever. I don't know.
You gotta remember the classic saying, Sean, once a Sherman, always a Sherman.
Well, you're talking about, you know, Pokemon tanks and things like that. My first thought was, okay, I'm not sure what he's getting at there. Anyway, JU-188, here's going to put the kibosh on that infantry attack.
Oh, that is. And look how he's lining it up.
Yes.
He's coming downtown, and that is... Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. Oof. Now, if only a Panzer I could just, like, rush in and get a bunch of surrenders.
Well, that's exactly what he's doing. I was going to say, 60 kilometers on that road, he might be able to get there in time. That's going to be really, really tight for that Zook team to the north.
Yeah. He's at least going to get 1 surrender on the assault breaches. There we go. And that's already rough its rate during that. But the Zook...
Boom. Yep.
Yeah.
At least that was a 2 Zook, so, you know.
Yeah.
But now, the Bavarian should be able to roll up this flank.
Yeah. If he manages to get into range and just keep his guys suppressed, he should be able to. Now there's some very good kills knocking out Duro's SVK's infantry. Because Duro, he can't really afford to be losing, you know, lots of guys. I mean, eventually he's going to. That's just how... That's nature for you. But, not exactly good in this situation, as he really wants to try and hold on to his town area. And he is starting to squeeze his rate a bit north into the town, which is very good, as that's going to be a lovely defensive position.
Well, I'm waiting for the Germans to finally do something about that massive bulge. I realize that the Americans are probably just happy to see them, but that's not the kind of bulge you want to be seeing in your lines.
Yeah, he probably just like a Landshutenoya, just to try to retake some territory. But Duro's doing great. He's at a +2. He has over 500 points to his name, making all the money. This is then really ideal 1st Infantry A phase play. Though he did lose quite a bit of territory up north, and he is still losing it. You probably want to try to redirect one of those Shermans to try and defend that area, but he's for the most part doing pretty good. And holding that town is such a huge deal. That's such easy real estate to hold on to.
I'm sorry, what is he doing? What is he doing? I didn't catch that. He's doing well.
Oh, he's just holding on to the town.
He's doing well, I thought I heard you say, right?
Oh, he's holding on well because he's just holding on to the town.
There we go. Not good. Oh, man. Sorry, it's just the tutor in me. It's just that, you know, ugh. You may speak the kings, but you know what? We speak grammatically down here to the south. Usually. Occasionally.
I sometimes speak legible English.
That's sometimes. Entirely possible. Oh, geez, Zook. Okay, so Bavarians... Oh, actually, you know what? taking out half a squad of Bavarians, that's
I think what
uncommon.
happened is that the first Zook hit the truck, and that caused the bailout, but the second Zook landed right after it, a millisecond later, did HE damage to the Bavarian and knocked out 10 guys. Yeah, it's definitely a rare occurrence.
Yeah, I can't say that really...
Yeah, I mean, using, a bazooka for anti-infantry capabilities is... you never see on Steel Division. I mean...
Very uncommon play. It doesn't always
Yeah.
pay off there, Cotton. Now, but we do have the command DDs moving on in slowly. Okay, I thought I was going to get close enough that we could see a softball shot here, but nope, not going to be happening. Yeah, that's right. You better hold your fire, sir. I think the Germans
so
might...
close.
Oh, he's luring him in. Oh my gosh. This is... Everything's on hold fire. I got to get close for this. Smoking. Shot. Oh,
Really
okay. That could have been amazing.
That
Could have been
a
amazing.
really good kill, but... Nope.
Now, we are finally seeing some flak, anti-air coming on in, which is not a terrible idea. But you need something a little bit more hefty than that. I'm a little concerned that the Recon Puma has been just sitting up top, not doing anything really whatsoever of real consequence.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to keep it alive. Just as long as it's alive, it's gonna stop Duro from trying to push up north. It's just here to be, essentially. But maybe, I think for maybe curbs, what you could do is try to hook around down south and try to cut off DuroSVK in the town. Because, like, his whole, like, Duro's northern flank, like, northern along the border, it's pretty weak. It's just some infantry guys stretched rather thin. Really, his whole punching forces in the actual town and south of the town here. So, maybe that'd be the best place for curbs to try to cut off Duro, but at the same time, doesn't really have the mobile units to do such a thing. It's a bit tough for Paris. So maybe you just, bomb him to bits with the Paris bombers.
And that's going to be my next comment. I was going to say, I wonder when that next Ju-188 strike is coming in. I do like, to a certain extent, that Duro does have this combat air patrol P-38 Lightning. He's already bought 2 of them, which is a little uncommon, I would say, even for the BR-1. Ooh, actually, I like this play as well. 170 mil off map Colin.
Oof, that's a good calling.
Yeah, he's saying, no, I got your bomber right here.
Just off the map and...
It don't fly too good.
Yeah. It only flies once, and it's very bad at landing. It's a rather explosive landing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to try to follow that up with something additionally pithy, but I didn't have it in me.
Same. Yeah.
Now, I kind of felt there should have been more shots there. There was like, okay, there we go. I was like, 2 shots. All right, I realized it's a rushed barrage, but... And we are into Phase B, and both the DD tanks are down to the south.
Or the southern one gets knocked out.
Figures I look away, and that's exactly what happens. What did...
I think it was the RRA troop. Yeah, I think it was
he
the
is missing a
RRA.
Faust, yeah.
Yep. This is great for Curbs down south. He's pushing back the first.
Yeah, but he's detailing out an RRA to got these assault breachers, and yes, that's wonderful if we can take them out. But let's not forget those assault breachers still have 2 demo charges.
Yeah. You're completely out of rifle ammo. That's really funny. Okay, boys, we just got grenades. They're coming close. We punch them. That's all I got.
Yeah, there's sort of a whole. Actually, I wasn't even thinking of them. I was thinking of the ROAs and the assault breachers behind enemy lines here. It's very much an episode 1 thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Shrek's up, and it's good. Wow. That was a full distance shot too. That was a 200-meter shot.
That's like a Kobe.
Yeah.
That's a good kill, yo, because that knocks out any potential Nazi fire support. Yeah, Curbs will have to deal with, and with his a little pathetic Panther 40R, even that's just going to be enough to give his infantry the needed fire support to beat the Americans.
Hey, he's not pathetic. He has feelings too. Well, we do have 60% of the infantry has now been pinned down, and the stuff that remains, yep, they have rifles, but nothing that's ever going to really scratch that tank.
Yeah.
That's one.
He's going in for the Tour de Colleville.
Pack 40 in the meantime, it's just been kind of locking down this northern approach. And that DDM7, I don't know who took out. Oh, I'm guessing there's a couple. One 17-pounder? Yeah, 17-pounder up north takes out the Recon Puma. So, Kitty had claws, but this is one of those 9 lives that we'll enjoying.
Yeah. And Duro's starting to refocus a bit more up north now, as his southern flank isn't going all too swimmingly. He is bringing in some more reinforcement to try to secure the southern side, though he's slowly getting pushed back just by the tide of RRE troops, and that's a lot of RRE troops.
Well, the amusing thing for me is that it doesn't need to be going swimmingly. I mean, he's on the beach. He's past the beach. There's no worry about that.
It's like the Call of Duty 2 mission, where you, like, push all the way through, and then at the end, you have to run all the way back to the beach and do, like, some last stand. This is what it just reminded me of. They managed to get past the defenses.
Oh, yeah. You said Call of Duty. For some reason, I thought Call of Company of Heroes, but yes, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
You're the Ranger Squad, and it's like, oh, wait. Oh, yeah, you're being attacked by everyone. Time for you to run away.
Yeah, but then, you know, some P-38s come in and bomb the Tigers, and you're like, good job.
Why was I here again? There's another
Bring
Pack 40
back to
to
the
the north getting
missions.
shreked. I never really saw... Oh, yes, Hans McQueen is here. And I never saw what happened to that anti-air piece. Apparently, he did not survive overly long.
Nope.
Neither will this infantry. In fact, I think this tank might get a danger close out of this. No. Perfect. Perfect bombing run. There's one lone infantryman left.
Oh, I don't think he's gonna get out alive, yo.
Sure he is. He's right by the edge. He's on the edge. Oh, damn. All right, never
The
mind.
edge of tomorrow, which hero will not see.
Except for him, won't be live, die, repeat, live, die,
No,
repeat.
it's just die, die, die.
Exactly. Tom Cruise not included.
Mm-hmm.
Emily Blunt still separately.
Yeah.
The B2F, of course, we talk about that guy being amazing and how much fun and all that kind of stuff like that. He's not getting as many big booms as he usually does. A consequence, I would say, because he doesn't really do town fighting. Isn't his thing.
Yeah, he's a bit scared of that assault leader. No, he's just getting into adequate range so he can blow up the assault leader without getting zuked on.
Oh,
and that's a smart move. Smart move. And 2-star Hummel. Oh boy.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh. The Allies have 2-star Sextons. Axis got 2-star Hummels.
Yeah, but the Sexton, I think, unfortunately, gets a massive bonus in my book. There's just so much more ammunition.
Yeah, it's better, but the 2-star Hummels just got the boom factor.
Yep. Yep, and all the better puns too.
Mm-hmm.
So the towns are finally back in German control, and we're flirting with sea here.
Yeah.
So the question is, like you said, will it just be rifle spam? Is that going to be?
Yep, it's gonna be rifle spam. It's gonna be airplane spam, probably like thunderbolts and stuff, just done in tanks. I doubt that Duro will be able to mount another offensive, really. He's just going to be on the defense and sea phase. You know, look at his points. He has a lot of points. So he's doing pretty good. He can easily hodl us to victory.
Okay, M36 is on the field. Black 36, excuse me. I think it is still an M36 the destination for it, but the French knockoff.
Yeah, the Model 36 is probably its name. I don't actually know what its name is, but considering it's French, it's probably Model, because they like calling everything a Model.
Sounds accurate. Here's the first, that P-38 Lightning. So Lightning is going to be striking twice, and takes out an IG-18 to the north. I really thought it was going to go after that Pac-40, but yet... No, that's what the airplanes are for. Gotcha. Wow.
Yeah.
I am surprised by that, and at the same time a little bit stunned. Like he was.
Same with the Pac-40.
I said it, and I was like, here comes the joke. 17-pounder is going to get hammered by that Hummel. But, I don't know. I think one more shot, that's going to stun him up, which means that the B-2 can actually shift on in fairly scot-free.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever his name, free. And...
Campman free.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't want to go and guess. I was like, Jurgen free. Doesn't really have the same kind of, chutzpah. Yeah. But the Hummel is just going to barrage away. And frankly, this anti-tank gun he is the linchpin of the center defense. He
Yeah,
really is.
he is, and the Americans has really ran out of proper AT or tanks in general. I mean, he can get some like regular small Shermans, I believe, in Sea Phase. I believe he get access to rhinos.
I think he's got a card or two. That's the absolute.
Yeah, or at least some heal. He does have definitely some Shermans or Stuarts, but you know, Paris Sea Phase, it's the Berlin Zoo opens up its gates, or the Paris Zoo in this case, and all the tigers and panthers start rolling out.
Well, I am surprised to say that it is going to be a 0-0. It's back to 50-50. I did not think it was going to get back here. I really thought we were headed for either a tap out or, you know, a TKO.
Yeah, because this is going to be tough for Curbs to try and push back and yes far. I mean, he has the possibility to do so on sea phase hits. He has the mobile units, but all Duro has to do is hold. At the same time, Duro doesn't really have too much on the front line. It's just holding units such as infantry and etc. And if Duro can keep control of the skies, then he will be doing pretty good, as you can just, you know, bomb all those heavy tanks as they come online and just stop him from moving up.
Well, we do have the two M36s on the field now, and this, I know I've belabored the, you know, one-shot anti-aircraft guns as opposed to the more hefty material. But two or three of them is enough to stun up some of that air power.
Yeah, it is, and they have the range to do so.
I don't think I've ever seen them shoot one down, but got something going on there at least.
Yeah, you usually need like some like flag Zeppelins or you know some smaller lighter cannons to help you shoot something down. Just by themselves, like the flag 30s, the flag 88s, and the French knockoffs here, they can sometimes do it, but it's not all too common.
Well, they're there just to more kind of at least moderately inconvenience the enemy.
Yeah. Keeps them right at least. Sometimes, like usually those things, even though you won't kill a plane, you can usually stress it out enough, before it's stressed out before it drops its bombs, and the bomb spread is just terrible. Which is good for you.
And that's not something I've seen happen all that often, whether for me or in our games otherwise. I tend to see that they fire once, they do about 20%, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's more effective in team games because you just set up like a team AA net and it's much more effective. Same with 77DD, though. He's almost going to kill his black gun. Yep. Kaboom. Yep.
Well, there is a Pack 40. Pack 40 is going to get a narrow, thin shot off of that M7. B2 is down.
Oof. Oof.
And now it's going to be a pack duel. This is one time that I think the Germans do have themselves a bit of an upper hand here, and with the Hummel barraging as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fatality.
Yeah. Opal Blitz is coming back in to reload that Hummel. He's firing his last barrage right about now, and there's another. Is that a legit one? No, it's one of the light mounts. Okay, so now there's a Flak 36.
Oh, that's the French 25 mil.
The Flak 36 knockoff.
Kind of, yes.
It
feels the same role. It does the same like thing as the Flak 36. It's slightly worse, but much cheaper.
Well, that doesn't seem to be too bad. Well, we are going to see a couple of those Shermans already. The M4A1s in, but they seem like a pale shadow of what they could be otherwise.
Yeah, the 1st Infantry's tank force isn't exactly great. It's no 2nd Infantry where we get the Wolverine spam. You're really just using baseline Shermans and Stuarts for the majority of 1st Infantry. It really all comes down to the aeroplanes to do a lot of the heavy lifting. But the Shermans are Shermans. And whether the M4A1 is down south, it's a really nice spot for it. It's all close range, and it's a good spot for that Sherman.
Yes, now where's a big kitty? I want to see a big kitty here. There's another Flak 6. Okay. Yeah. So Curbs is running with a pretty heavy, I would say, anti-air deck here.
Yeah, which makes sense because that's the major threat that 1st Infantry has is the airplanes.
So I do have to say, 'cause I'm super excited for this. What's going to be happening on Thursday, Ryan? Tell us a little bit about
that. Thursday, we're going to be doing one of the matches from the Terrible Divisions tournament, which is pretty much just like a regular tournament, essentially, but with non-meta divisions, essentially. I keep saying essentially a lot, essentially.
That's okay. I say true all the time, so it's all right.
Yeah, it is true.
Ooh,
But
you know we missed? There's 2 Pack Howies. How did we miss the Pack Howies?
Well, the Pack Harriers are getting kablaried.
Well, one of them I imagine is going to be more than capable of barraging in return, but he's just kind of just chilling.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Man.
So, but Thursday is going to be one of those games. I'm super excited to have that happen. I don't know why. I'm so giddy.
Yeah, it's fun seeing like the non-standard division being played. I mean, we did a lot of SD League, and of course you're going to see a lot of standard divisions because that was a tournament with a prize pool, and people were really doing their best. But I really like seeing these more fun, you know, just silly tournaments essentially.
Like, how often do we see the big red one? I don't think we've casted the big red one since it came out.
We've done one short race, but it's very rare.
Okay, that's but point being is that you get to see some goofy stuff.
You do, and I like seeing that. I like seeing, you know, with 716th and 352nd and 16th. I'm just listening to German infantry divisions every now and again.
Unfortunately, you can still cite most of the German divisions overall, and I wouldn't begrudge you there. Yes, and honestly, it would be nice to see maybe some, of Patton's boys. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Ooh, D520 does go down, courtesy of a real plane. And, actually, no, the CGMC took it out.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a real, flak gun. True flak 88 is in the middle part of the field.
Yeah.
Got himself the AA and the AT.
But Curbs he's pushing his back. He's got the +2 point advantage, and he really has momentum. It's a slow push, of course. He's just pushing infantry across the open ground, but he's got the 5 support to do so. And Duro has just ran out of stuff, it seems. He has like the riflemen, which can slow down a push, but they can't stop a push. And he needs more AT guns on the field, but the AT guns just get hummeled. So this is pretty tough.
I am surprised to see the artillery pieces only coming in now for the Americans. That really would have helped out a lot more earlier on.
Yeah, I think you can get some mortars at least. Yeah, some mortars would have been pretty damn good.
There will now be the attempt by the Pack Howitzers to shell the Hummel into submission.
Mm-hmm.
Something that, short of unlucky hits, really shouldn't happen.
Yeah, the Hummel is pretty... It's pretty safe without 2 armor.
Actually, you know what this reminds me of? That the game you must have played when you were a kid on the old Apple Macintosh computers, where you had the 2 forts on either side. You had to pick the power and the angle of your shot. Blow up the other guy.
Oh, like those artillery games?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I played those when I was a kid. Good times. Good times.
Ooh, there goes one Sherman.
Ooh, rip.
Oh my gosh, the 35S is going to engage him from close range. Driver wounded. Tracks and wheels damaged. It's a wet noodle contest, and you know what? The 40R says, ain't nobody got time for that.
And just side shots it. Was that a side shot? It must have been a side.
Yeah, with a 40R, I'd imagine would have to be.
It looks like a front.
Was it frontsies?
I think I was front sheet. Huh. I mean, it has just enough penetration, I guess. But anyway, the Sherman's dead.
That's what she said.
Long live the Sherman.
Yep, so the Sherman is dead, long live the Sherman. And shockingly enough, the French are winning a tank combat.
Yeah, that is quite surprising. That is actually quite surprising. These tanks aren't usually the top tier when it comes to, tank on tank fights. Yeah, they're like 4 years too late. But, close range, they can be somewhat decent. Just somewhat.
I am also kind of laughing right now because you realize that the Russians are fighting the Americans, so it's practically our own private little Cold War going on right over here in the forests.
Yeah, it must have been a bit awkward.
Yeah. Be even more awkward when this one Russian comes in and just forces all the Americans to surrender.
Yep. So yeah, we're kind of allies.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of, I mean, but not really.
Allies of convenience.
Yeah.
Assault Breacher, wasn't the Assault Breacher? I think just took out that 40R. Okay.
Maybe.
And P-38 takes out, oh my gosh, so the German tank strength, such as it is been completely neutered.
Mm-hmm.
Spayed by the bombs of the P-38 Lightning. I got away from it. Another Flak 41, I think, is moving on in as well. And like you said, the Germans are not making a rapid attack, but they're making just enough of one that they're going to be getting a true victory if we go full turn.
Yeah, and it's going really swimmingly. Curbs has momentum. He has the drive to really do it. So I doubt he'll get much more territory really anytime soon, but he doesn't need to. He's already on the path to victory. Even if he was to get pushed back a bit, back down to a +1, he'd still probably have enough points to win. And now he's bringing in a Panther, which would be a huge pain in the ass to deal with. And at the same time, Duro, he just doesn't have anything to deal with this, period. Full stop, exclamation mark.
Ooh, wow. Wait, the Flak 41 actually hit something. That smoke is coming from the rear of that fuselage. I guess one thing that I can't help but feel is that Duro saw his northern side kind of flagging slightly and then overcommitted there. I can't help but feel that he had held that southern portion for a little bit longer, injecting just a little bit more territory, a little more in the way of troops. He could have held that for much longer, and indeed might have even secured a victory here. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Duro really could have used some more static defenses, I think, down south to help consolidate his position. To just like an AT gun somewhere behind the town. I mean, he had like some tanks down there, but they got killed, and that was a rather big loss. He just needed some more consolidation units, a second line of defense in that town. Because he did the huge assault, and then like in the Call of Duty 2 mission, he had to run away because he couldn't hold.
But he wasn't running away. He was advancing in a new direction.
Advancing back towards the beach.
Exactly.
I don't think it is. Is that a beach? Well, the beach is actually south of this map, so it's going to be a bit awkward getting back. Yeah.
Well, you know what? It was still the summer, so their internal compass was a little bit off. Fine.
Yeah, fair point.
And then the one thing that really cheats me out is that M36 has such a massive freaking gun and only does 5 HE.
High velocity.
But it's HE.
It's high velocity. It's because it's. I know it's weird how HE works. I'm not a bloody ballistics expert myself, but I know for high explosive weaponry, it's much more preferable if the velocity is a whole low velocity, as it allows it to do more kaboom.
Two D520s are coming after this P-38 Lightning, but I don't think they're fast enough to catch him.
Nope, they needed to be yesterday if they wanted a chance. And yesterday is gone, and now it's today. We'll see what happened tomorrow.
And there's that P-30. There's that +3 rather.
Ooh, that is big. And I think Curbs is going to be very close to capping the town up north.
Yeah, he's definitely threatening it. The only thing that's keeping those guys even remotely there, I would say, is that Sherman. Without the Sherman, I'd be backing away.
And he's bringing in lots of Shermans now, which he desperately needs. And down south, these Shermans should be pretty good, but it's just
too much hedgerow.
Yeah.
And that flak 40.
Yeah. Curbs has like the heavy AT backing up his frontline forces. Like you see that flat gun, pops a Sherman easy peasy.
And the pack howitzers could have been way more useful about 15 minutes ago. And with that, yeah, Curbs has almost got himself back even. And yeah, he shows no signs of slowing down.
Yeah. I mean, it's a funny thing with Paris. Like, Paris all comes down to the sea phase in the end of the day. Because like we saw in the finals, like sometimes Paris just cannot recover. Like, even for A and B, they just cannot recover from that phase. And sometimes they can recover and push back through, and this is one of those cases. I always find it running Watch, or heck, when I play against Paris divisions, it's always like a 50-50 whether they do well in C phase or not.
It's either it's amazing or it's awful.
Yeah, it's one or the other. But it's rather amazing for Curbs, as he gets the victory of a 400 kill difference, which is pretty close still.
Considering how bad it was from early on, geez, before you hit minute 6, everything is German.
Yep. And those are some, like, losing both IG-18, that's pretty big, the Panzer on B.
Yep, it was a 17-pounder Puma.
But you see both Sherman gets knocked out towards the early B phase, and the Americans start taking some heavy losses after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
It's all high value stuff too for them. Sure.
yeah, and it's all back and forth after into C phase, and then so it's still pretty back and forth. The Germans are only really both sides are actually losing some rather cheap units. Not the end of the match is rare. Curbs managed to get bump up his kill list a bit, knocking out a few Shermans and Greyhounds.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at kills for the Americans,
there's one half track that got himself 4 kills, which is a little strange.
That's pretty good. Oh yeah, they do get the half tracks. I completely forgot.
Okay, hack track on the Germans. 3 Shermans, an M8, the M7, and a half track.
He was in such a good position.
Yes, he was.
Like you saw his position in the match. It was just perfect. Anything come around hedgerow, snipe.
Is it sniping if it's about 200 meters away? There's a giant tank? Or...
No, it was long. It was like over 1 kilometer away.
Okay, well in that case.
Yeah.
I will also say the Hummel taking out 3 anti-tank guns and suppressing for days. That was definitely a linchpin.
Yes, for sure, because that allowed him to knock out the AT guns, move up the tanks.
Exactly.
Quick maths.
Exactly. And with that quick maths having a nice, solid, easy answer, I say it's about time for us to cut this one. And I guess we'll see the folks on Thursday, right?
Yep, we'll see you for the Terrible Divisions tournament.
All right, folks, I'm Conor Wick.
I'm Rangaroo, take it easy.